What is up, guys? So today I'm going to be showing you how to install my FreeStyle Libre sensor. You guys could put these in a lot of places, but I usually choose to put them right here in my arm. I know a lot of people like to also put them on their legs, but let's get started. Get these at Shoppers Drug Mart or a lot of other places too. But it comes in a very simple, easy to do kit, I guess you could say. So it comes with, this is the sensor. This is spring loaded, so this will be shooting into your arm. This is the sensor. It's very simple, you guys. You undo it, and there's a line right here. You guys can see that right here. You just twist this open. You connect it with this line right here, and you pushed it. The box also comes with 2 alcohol swabs, which we're going to be using to clean this area right here. We're going to rub this area. For you guys who are guys who are doing this, I had to shave my hair right here because it helps the sensor stick better. And then we're going to take the sensor, we're going to line it up where we want it, probably right about there. And all you do is this one push, back out. And as you guys can see, the sensor is stuck to my arm now. It has its own adhesive that it sticks to, a Tegaderm film. So what it is, it's like a transparent medical bandage that goes on top. What this is going to do is it's going to protect your sensor from like sweat, dirt. It doesn't get caught and stuff as easily if you put this on. I never used to, and I actually regret not doing it because I would have saved a lot of sensors. You guys can get this anywhere. You guys can get this at Shoppers or just like any medical store really, or pharmacy. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put this adhesive band-aid over the sensor. Ooh. It's a little hard when you're doing this by yourself, guys. I just really screwed that up, but it will hold for now. I'm gonna put that over, push down. Make sure it's nice and tight. You really should try to get it on the middle. I just totally screwed that up. And as you guys can see, it's pretty transparent. It's not that noticeable. So what this is going to do is this sugar, the FreeStyle Libre sensor is going to measure your sugars throughout the day. But unlike the Dexcom, which eventually I want to get, this sensor you actually have to check with your sensor, or you can check with your phone. It's not a continuous blood glucose monitor in the sense that you can only check your sugars when you put your phone to it, and it won't send you alerts or anything like that. And this is important. If you're using your phone, you won't be able to also use your meter. So you either have to use your meter for this, or you have to use your phone. But I'm gonna be using my phone, and what you do is you start a new sensor on the app, on the FreeStyle Libre app. If you sign up for it, you hold it over there for a second till your phone makes a sound or vibrates, and then it will take an hour for the sensor to calibrate to your blood sugars. And then after the hour's gone, you guys can start measuring it. And then you guys, this is good because it stops you don't have to keep pricking yourself and checking your sugars. So this is really nice, it's in there. Just to show you guys how it's kind of discreet, it's not that bad. So that's just one easy way to check your blood glucose levels. This is the FreeStyle Libre. A lot has happened since my first intro video that I did with you guys. They're not Diabetic Solutions anymore. My name is the Diabetic Source. Represent more what I'm planning to talk about, and just, you know, relate more to you guys, because I not exactly find the solutions and the answers to everything, but I want to be your source for everything. So that's what I'm here for. That's my new name, the Diabetic Source. I had a good morning. The video that you guys just watched with me sticking in my FreeStyle Libre sensor, It was awesome. I was able to check my first sugar after it calibrated, and my sugars were 7.1, and then I went and hit the gym, and then the first half hour of me working out, it literally just popped out. Maybe it's from me putting on that bandage wrong. I saw like earlier how I put it on. Yeah, really crappy. So maybe it was from that, I'm not sure. I think I need to probably stick it somewhere else that's not, I guess, in a crowded place if you're gonna work out. So I stuck it here, popped out because I guess I was doing some triceps. Maybe I just pushed too hard, I don't know. But I think the next one I want to do, I want to order the Dexcom G6 because I've been watching a lot and I see that a lot of diabetics are using that. And it seems to be working really well. And it sends alerts to your smartwatch, which I recently just found out actually. I need to order that. They don't sell it at any of the pharmacies around me right now, so I'm gonna have to order it online. And then I'll do a future video of sticking it in and showing you guys how it works. I think I'll probably end up sticking it somewhere on my thigh right here, right where the pocket is. You know, it's like out of sight, out of mind type of thing, so it's out of the way and it won't be that noticeable because it'll be right by my pocket, so it just looks like I have something in there. So we measure our sugars in Canada, if you guys are confused by when I say like 7.1, 8.9, 8.4. We measure our sugars in Canada by millimoles per liter. And in the States, you guys measure yours by milligrams per deciliter. So the difference is, with ours, with the millimoles per liter, is you'll see a lot, I guess compared to US numbers, you guys will see a lot smaller numbers between, like a good range for us would be between 4.5 and 7.5, as in the US is anywhere between 100 to 140. I was actually really curious about this because like before I knew that you guys in the US actually measured your guys' sugars differently, I had to look up because I was like, holy crap, your sugars are really high. I figured out a way to do a calculation so that you guys understand, if you don't know this already. If you guys want to see what my sugars are and compare them to yours in the US, or you just want to see the relationship, I guess, between them and compare them. So if you guys are in the US and you want to see what my sugars are, and say you have a sugar of 100 or 140, so let's say 140. I do 140 divided by 18, and then that will give you something like 7.777, whereas we're going to multiply by 18. So we're going to multiply 7.77 by 18, and then that will give us 140. You guys are probably going to be hearing some noises, so I probably should just introduce my dog now. Hey, this is Ella. As you can see, she's a thick bulldog. As you guys can see in the title, I'm going to be talking about a lot of different insulin types, so you guys find out what's the best insulin for you, what works, what doesn't work, the pros and the cons, and yeah, I'll get right into it. So when you guys are first diagnosed, your endocrinologist is going to try and find what's the best insulin for you. And there's a couple different types. There's rapid-acting insulin, which is usually what we take when we eat something, and that acts within 15 to 20 minutes. Then there's short-acting insulin. Those have more of a delay after you eat. So if I eat some bread or something, I want to give myself some insulin after, that will probably take anywhere between like 30 to 40 minutes to kick in, whereas the rapid-acting insulin will actually kick in anywhere between 15 to 20. So it kicks in a little bit sooner, it gives you a little bit more time. Next, there's intermediate insulins, which are a mix of short-acting and long-acting, and usually you would take that in the middle of the day or the beginning of the day, and it kind of carries you all the way through the night, so that will keep your sugars level, and that's usually combined with some short-acting insulin. Next is long-acting insulins, and these are probably the most common for a type 1 diabetic that you guys will see. You guys might even be taking them right now, as I am. So these insulins, what they do is they're taken with like short-acting or rapid-acting insulins, but what they do is, if you guys picture my arm as a graph, you give yourself the insulin in the morning or at night, it's up to you, and this will keep you level all throughout the day. So you have this graph like that. Every time you eat, your sugars will spike. That's when you guys will give yourself short or rapid-acting insulin. So whenever you eat, in the background, the long-acting insulin is actually keeping your sugars stable all the way through, so we don't see these high spikes or super lows. I'm just going to read what these long-acting insulins are because I don't know them off by heart. Tugea, Levemir, and Tresiba. Tresiba is what I'm on right now. Finally, we have the pre-mixed insulins. I find that they make your life too regimented as a diabetic. It keeps us always like on a strict regimen, like we have to follow and eat by this time, and if we don't eat by this time, then we're gonna end up getting a low. But life doesn't always work the way we want it to, and for us to have a set time to eat at like a specific time, that if we don't eat by this time, we're gonna get a really bad low, it's really tough. The way it works, it would be every 3 hours or every couple hours you're supposed to eat, because like I was explaining the graph before in the long-acting insulin, the way this one works is you don't have to give yourself short-acting insulin because your insulin's going to react at a specific time. So say for example, you don't want to eat at 3, but no matter what, your insulin is going to, short-acting insulin is going to kick in no matter what. So you have to eat at 3 in order for it to counteract that, and then your sugars will stay low, almost like a pre-prescribed dose that you already have to take. And this is why I'm not a huge fan of it. There's lots of insulins you guys could take, but personally, I would recommend taking Humalog, so a rapid-acting insulin whenever you eat. This is the schedule that I'm on right now. So I take a rapid-acting insulin, and that's for like whenever I eat something, and then I take a long-acting insulin, and that keeps me level all throughout the day. That's what works for me. My other dog is coming to say hi. Yep, that's Bella. Aww. All right, back to me. These currently only come in pen form, just like this. The vial, you screw on the little Novafine needles, and then that's what you use to inject yourself. Really easy to measure, guys. Like there's no way you guys could screw up with this because you just dial it and then it has your number. So, and I currently take my Humalog in a pen form too. You just buy the vials and then you replace them in here. Again, super easy. You just use the little knob to count. These are the little needles that you guys use, so super easy. I currently just carry mine in a case like this. I carry both of them in there with the little Novafine needles. It's really easy. I mean, honestly guys, it's not that big. It fits like pretty thin in my back pocket. So when I don't have my sensor in, I have my kit like this. I have my glucose tablets I always keep in here. I have my contour meter, a poker, some Lancets, and yeah, that's what I always carry with me. For my next video, I'm going to be talking about ways to best manage our sugars when we actually go drinking. I mean, who doesn't love drinking? I do. Not an alcoholic, but I'm going to be talking about some of the best alcohols we can have, how different alcohols affect our sugars, what alcohols we should avoid, and a secret alcohol, I like to call it, which does wonders because it doesn't actually affect your sugars like other alcohols do. So you still get the effects, I guess, of being drunk, but it's not going to make your sugars do this all over the place, guys. It's going to help with this all the way through. I'm speaking from experience. I've been drinking this alcohol for a long time, and it has no sugar, no carbs in it. So maybe you guys can already guess what alcohol this is. Leave a comment in the section down below if you think you know what it is. Let me know. I'm going to be incorporating something interesting at the end of all my videos, whether it be a tip, a recipe, food, just something interesting about type 1 diabetes. Today I chose to talk about cinnamon. Cinnamon helps control our blood glucose levels by actually imitating what our body sees as an insulin. So what's this do? It stops spikes from occurring, and it also makes our bodies more insulin sensitive. So we're not taking large amounts of insulin for food all the time. And like, why is this good? Because we don't want to be taking copious amounts of insulin. If you guys don't know this, we're actually supposed to be keeping how much insulin we take between a certain range. So I'm supposed to be taking anywhere from 6 usually to 14 the most. Like that's supposed to be the most I should be taking. So mostly between 6 and 10 I would say is a range I'm always trying to keep. And by taking high amounts, that's actually not good for you over a long period of time. It can have really bad or serious chronic effects if we're constantly elevating our sugars. This is where we see stuff like kidney problems and heart disease and losing your eyesight. No one wants to do that because then we can't drive. Obviously it sucks. But yeah, so cinnamon is amazing if you're looking at managing your sugars and keeping them stable for a long period of time. If you have any comments for me, any feedback, any questions, leave them in the comment section. I'll try and get back to you guys, or even for future videos, something I can talk about. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Diabetic Source. But until next time, guys, cheers.